What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. Yesterday, kind of a middle of the road day, to be honest. We do have a setup right here in Valorant going into today. So if this play does hit and the overs do hit for this, then that would turn into a very good day. Obviously, if the play misses, then it wouldn't be so good. But yeah, this is a nice setup. We also have this setup for tomorrow morning, which is nice. And then we do have this League of Legends and Counter-Strike play, and you'll see that these guys actually went red-red together. And this was a close intro. I do want to get into why these guys went under together, and it's a big teaching moment, right? I've been going over these League of Legends plays pretty much every day, and I mean, I'm sure you guys who've been watching these videos, you know what happened when these guys go under together, and I do want to get into that, of course. And then this one, really nothing to talk about. Unfortunately, Noah Clowney DMP'd. I think he had some ankle issue or something, and he did DMP. We did hit this on Sleeper right here, but the big thing that I do want to talk about is we did hit Pacers money line on REBET, which was given away right here on this channel. The two entries were right here, which unfortunately we did kind of mess up the Donovan Mitchell discount because we took a DMP with it. So it is what it is. I didn't know that this guy was going to have an ankle injury and be out for that game. But again, we took Pacers money line, and I talked about this. Everyone should have got this in. This is a 3x entry right here, $30 to win $91. So it's actually more than a 3x entry. So this is equivalent to hitting a 2-man on PrizePicks, on Sleeper, wherever you take your 2-mans, 3-mans, 4-mans. And we took Pacers money line. Now, the past 2 days, we took Lakers money line. That was a heavy underdog. And then we took Pacers. That was an underdog as well. Lakers did not hit. Lakers did not beat the Spurs 2 nights ago. And then we took Pacers yesterday, and they did hit. And again, this is a 3x. So we spent 2 units pretty much, right? We spent a unit on Lakers. We spent a unit on Pacers. And we made 3 units back. So we went up 1 unit over the past 2 days on REBET. But we only hit 2 entries, we only hit 1 of the 2 entries, if that makes sense. So again, this is why I always talk about, you might have taken Lakers money line, it didn't hit, and you might be like, oh man, screw REBET, I'm not going to take any more of these REBET plays because we just missed an entry. But again, now we hit Pacers money line, and now we are actually up over the past 2 days, which is on a small scale why I always explain, don't get these day-to-day movements in your head too much, right? Don't bet emotionally on these day-to-day things, because these things are going to even out over a long period of time. If there's any way to show this better, it's showing these graphs off every day, guys. I mean, come on this channel every day and watch these graphs progress, right? I'm not guaranteeing that they're going to go up every day, but I am pretty much guaranteeing that over a long time horizon, give it a month, 2 months, we are going to be up, right? We're going to be up and to the right. Why do I know that? Because you're going to see the past 2 years of sports betting, right? I almost said 2 months, 2 years of sports betting. This is 26 months that we've been doing this, guys. We have profited in all but 3 of those months, all right? So 23 out of 26 months have been profitable for us, and actually 3 of those 23 months, so 3 of the profitable months, we have gone up more than 100 units alone. So in 3 months, we've gone up 100 units, and in 3 months, we've actually gone down. So we have had as much 100 unit months as we have had losing months. And again, a lot of the losing months that we have had, we've maybe gone down 10 units, 20 units, and it's really not that big of a deal. And then we come back the next week and continue crushing it and stuff like that. Okay. So as you guys know, I'm very long-term thinking. There's no better graph to look at than this the past 2 years. Obviously this graph as well. If you want to track all of your bets very easily, I highly recommend Pikkit, guys. It is super simple to get your PrizePicks account linked to this and be able to track all your bets. This is something that I also talked about, is look at the records. All right. If you can really understand what these records mean, you will be successful long term, right? Here is all of my parlays on PrizePicks, on Chalkboard, mostly PrizePicks. Probably 250 of these are on PrizePicks, right? Out of the maybe 280 of these plays or whatever, 250 PrizePicks plays. And again, we lose a lot more than we win on PrizePicks. Look at all the losses, over 200 losses, 68 wins, right? So we lose a ton on PrizePicks, and it's because the PrizePicks entries, guys, we take a lot of 6x, 9x entries, stuff like this. So when they hit, they're going to hit very big. And then in the straight bets, you're going to see the complete opposite. You're going to see we actually win a lot more than we lose on the straight bets. All right. So the straight bets, we are 56 and 38. Why? Because a lot of the straight bets we're taking just kind of, even odds type of plays, right? Plus 100, plus 120, minus 120, plays like that. So you're actually expected to hit a lot more in the straight bets, because the type of straight bets we take are a lot more 50-50, 40-60 odds, where these are maybe we only have a 10% chance of hitting a PrizePicks play, or an 11% chance of hitting a PrizePicks play. And over the long period of time, we're going to eventually, weigh those odds out, and they're going to go ahead and go. So Again, you have to be statistically minded. You have to think about this over a long time horizon. All right. If you're a professional poker player and you play one hand of poker and you're playing with people that are non-professionals, in that one hand, anything can happen. You might get beat because, poker's poker. The cards could go any way. But if you're a professional poker player and y'all play 30, 40, 50 hands, you're eventually going to beat everyone else that's not a professional poker player because you just straight up are better and you have an edge over everyone else. So you have to think about that. That's why I always talk about think like a professional, right? If you're a professional poker player, you know that you have an edge against people that are not professionals and you would play them in poker over and over and over and over again, right? Because you know you have an edge over a long period of time. And that's what we do on PrizePicks, right? We just bet over and over again because we know we have an edge over a long period of time. Now, I do want to hop into this one just very quickly if you guys give me the chance, because this team got completely slaughtered. They got 0-3, all right? So this team right here that went red, I called this kind of a close entry. It's really not, but it's close just because these guys went under together and I took the overs. I should have obviously took the unders, right? If I had some, genie in my ear telling me to take the unders yesterday, then I would have done that if I knew that they were going to go 0-3. But this team went 0-3 yesterday. And the reason why they went under is because they went 0-3. So if we look over the game, I'm going to go through this very quick though. We bet on this yellow team, this GAM team, and then this team right here is called the SoftBank Hawks, okay? So I did watch about a game and a half of this. The first map, this team, 4 kills, 0 kills, 3 kills, 0 kills, right? So pretty much everyone here went under, I would say maybe except this guy. And then the second map, you're going to see 3 kills, 4 kills, 6 kills, 6 kills. And then the third game, complete slaughter fest, right? They only got 4 kills as a team. So 1 kill, 0 kills, 1 kill, and 2 kill. And this yellow team, believe it or not, I mean, you can believe me, you can go look at odds or whatever, but this yellow team was actually heavily favored to win the series. Okay, so this was the better team, heavily favored according to Vegas, and they got completely slaughtered 0-3. Okay, so stuff like this can happen. You're also going to see, by the way, this is what I always talk about, when you're winning, the overs are going to hit. When you're losing, the unders are going to hit. So if you look at the SoftBank team or this Soft Hawk team right here, you're going to see everyone goes over in the games because they win, right? These guys all go over. These guys all go over. Pretty much everyone that you bet on the right side of the screen, because they won 3 out of 3 games, are going to go over. If you look at the second map here where they get 24 kills, this guy got 13 kills, which I believe his line was like 13.5 or something like this. But because he won the game, he absolutely dominated and got a ton of kills because of that. Okay, so that is why we do that in League of Legends. I'm going to come back to that because we have another league play in today's video. I have 3 picks for you guys today. One's going to be on REBET and 2 are going to be on PrizePicks. So leave a like on the video for that, and a comment down below of if you're winning, if you took Pacers money line or something like that, and maybe I don't know what you're excited for the rest of this month or something like that, right? But let's go ahead and get into the play of the day, which is going to be on REBET. Again, we took Pacers money line on REBET. Do not skimp out on these REBET plays, guys. You got to take these REBET plays. There's no excuse not to take them. As long as you're in one of these orange states, REBET is available to you. Now, I know if you're in some of these other states that are blacked out, there's other ways to get these plays down, right? There's plays, there's books in those states. There's ways to get plays down that I'm taking. Again, it's you guys see the straight bets. You guys see them, right? Am I bragging? But I'm not bragging. But you're gonna see that we win, right? We have an overall winning record, and it's not just by a little. It's by like 15 to 20 entries, which is hard to do on straight bets. It just is. So again, if you don't believe me, track your bets. Track your bets on PrizePicks. Send me what you're tracking and just taking all my bets from. Okay, so. Here is REBET. We're taking Mavs +7 in tonight's game. I would only take this at +7 or +7.5 if you can get it there. I've seen on some books like ONYX. This is why I took it on REBET rather than ONYX. On ONYX, it's +6.5. So take it at +7. Don't take it at +6.5. It's a big difference. So on REBET, +7 for the Mavs. If you do not have REBET yet and you're in one of these orange states, that is where REBET is available. You can text me REBET to my number on the screen. 2 free months free of the VIP for that. So go ahead and do that. Now, Kalshi is another one I've been getting like so many of you guys signed up for. I think just because it's a newer app, a lot of you guys don't have it yet. It's also available in a ton of states. I've been meaning to get like a state graph up because I want to show you guys, your state if it's available, obviously for Kalshi. But I would say most of the time you're going to be able to get Kalshi. Text me Kalshi, 1 month free of the VIP for that. It's super simple. It probably takes less than 3 minutes to get signed up for Kalshi and get 1 free month of the VIP. All right, guys. So go ahead and do that. That is going to be the second way to get into the VIP. You guys can also sign up for things like Underdog Fantasy, for things like Chalkboard, which I also talk about quite a lot on this channel. All right. So the second pick of the day is on PrizePicks, and this is going to be an NBA 2-man. All right. I don't want to talk about this too much just because with the NBA stuff, there's a lot of little things you can get into. And I just don't have the time in this video to get into everything for the NBA picks. And I honestly, like, sometimes, I don't really like doing NBA 2-mans just because I like to correlate entries together, but I do really like these guys' lines. Now, the thing about betting on sports like the NBA, NFL, NHL, actually just all sports, is that you need to make sure you get them at the line that I'm telling you to get them at, okay? PJ Washington over 20.5 points plus rebounds. If this bumps up to 21 or 21.5, I do not like it as much. It's still takeable at 21, but at 21.5, if it does bump up to that, do not take it anymore. All the value is gone. The value in the NBA is a very, very thin margin because PrizePicks and everything, they know what they are doing on the NBA, which is why I like to bet on eSports a lot of the time, or on, with correlation in football, because PrizePicks in Vegas, they really know what they're doing on these massive sports like the NBA. Think about how much money goes into the NBA and setting the NBA lines versus setting, Taiwanese League of Legends games or Korean League of Legends games, right? They way more focus on the NBA because that is where they make all their money, okay? So think about it in the way of PrizePicks. They're making a lot of money on the NBA. They're going to focus their efforts on setting the NBA lines a lot sharper than things like Counter-Strike and Valorant and League of Legends, okay? PJ Washington over, Jeremiah Grant over as well at 21.5. Again, try to get these lines as much as you can at their exact values. And then the third pick of the day, we do have a LeBron discount. If you guys want to just take your favorite pick of one of these and pair it in for LeBron, you can go ahead and do that as well. Everything like that is going to be fine. But obviously LeBron 1 point, this is a complete free square. So honestly, credit to PrizePicks for doing these little discounts every day, and this is a really, really good discount. Obviously, it's a no-brainer to take it. And then we are going to take these two guys on this PCF team, and we are taking them under at 10, okay? So I really, really like these lines. Now, this guy is probably going to bump to 9 by game time, okay? So take him at 10, take him at 9.5. This Fire Accept guy is probably going to bump a little bit, not as much. He might bump to 9.5, but I would take him at 10, take him at 9.5 as well. This play especially, I extremely highly like, okay? This is a very, very good play. This line might even bump to 8.5 by game time, which is going to be tomorrow morning, okay? So taking both these guys under. Why am I taking them under? They're not favored in this game. One, do I always take the unders when they're not favored? Not necessarily, but they're not favored in this game, and I also think their lines are way too high, and if they lose games, they're going to go under together. If they win the game, they're going to go over together, okay? So you got to find plays on PrizePicks that are tied together. If they lose the game, both of these guys are likely to go under. If they win the game, both of these guys are likely to go under, okay? So think about that. Think about these guys chained up together, and when one guy pushes forward, the other guy's going to have to push forward. When one guy does not push forward, the other guy's not going to push forward, and that's how these lines are moving, right? If this guy gets like right about here, let's say he gets like 5 kills, this guy is also probably going to get about 5 to 7 kills, something like that. And again, this is what I talk about in the NFL, and it's the same thing with League of Legends. They're very tied together based on how the game is going, okay? So here are the 3 plays, this play, and this play. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.